Good morning. I would like everyone that's more than 5 rows back to move up because this is important and there's a lot of good stuff we're going to cover, so come on up front. Come on, guys and girls. You can come up front. I am Tom Fitzgerald, and this is my partner, Denise Evans, and we run Shamrock System Solutions. My background for years and years and years was in technology, sales, and management, and when I retired from working for the man, I decided I liked technology so much that that's what I was going to do in my retirement years. My retirement years have turned out to be a lot busier than I ever anticipated. I played golf a lot more when I was working for the man than I do working for myself. But that being said, I've enjoyed it. There's a lot of clients in the room, associates, peers in the business, and we appreciate you all coming out. We are a boutique network and servicing firm, and with that we specialize in small businesses and individuals. A lot of people don't really want to take care of individuals, but we do, and we have a pretty good clientele that are on an annual maintenance agreement that we see them once a quarter for preventative maintenance. Enough about that. Today, Microsoft has sent us enough material that I could probably speak for 3 weeks, and we're not going to do that, but we're going to try to hit the high notes here in an hour-and-a-half presentation. How many were here for the Windows 7 launch 2 years ago? Okay, a couple of you. Office 10 last year? Okay, this year they wanted me to present Office 365, which I said I don't think so. That is more targeted towards businesses that are 30, 40, 50, 100 employees, and they have a collaborative need for 10 or 12 people on a project team to work on a common PowerPoint or Excel spreadsheet or Word document or presentation. That's not our membership in the chamber. 95% of our membership are 5 or less employees. So I wanted to do something that sort of segued from what we did the last 2 years into how to apply Windows 7 and Office 10 to your business, to turn it into a productivity tool. And that's what this does. So this is a little different. It's on the wrong place. Okay. Technology is wonderful. There you go. So the focus on your business is tips and tricks using these. Now, there's no amount of time that I could go into every tip and trick that there is on every one of the Office products, because there's literally hundreds of undocumented, unwritten tips and tricks that are there. But we're going to show you some of the ones that may be most impactful on a day-to-day basis. Anytime. All right. Here's what we're going to discuss today. How to get through everyday tasks more quickly, spend more time on your business and not your business tools. Easily find it, print it, save it, and send it. Make work a snap with smart navigation. And organize project and meeting notes in a single location via the use of OneNote. How many people sometimes feel overcome with email? Oh yeah. You know, I remember when it was brand new and it was wonderful and you couldn't wait for your inbox to go, "You've got mail." Now, oh my God, I've got mail. So there's a way that you can handle that. We'll talk about creating professional documents and presentations with impact, how to quickly and easily get insight into your data, connect and share more quickly and easily. We can, that's sort of towards the end. I don't know how much we're going to get that. Get peace of mind by reducing the risk of losing your information. Okay, the other one, thank you. So let's talk, now this is the way this thing's going to work. I'm going to sit up here and actually use the products. And you're going to see what I'm doing on the screen. And my able assistant, who's passing out the quicks and tips thing, is going to help me with this. So, do you ever find yourself wasting time just searching for features or files? How many people hated the ribbon bar when it first came out in 2007? You know why you hated it? Because Word, from the 95 days on, had the same basic interface, the file menu interface, and you knew where to find things. Well, when it came out with the ribbon bar, the premise was that they would group features of a like in a certain tab and that you'd go to that tab. Now, anything new does take getting used to. So we're going to touch on those things here. We'll talk here about the big picture, and then we'll start our presentation.
We're husband and wife. We also run the business together. The thing that makes us successful at it is that we each have very different strengths. Mark, he's very much the front of the house. My strength more is in the back of the house. I really enjoy the details. I love taking an event from start to finish, making sure everything's handled perfectly for the client. I also handle payroll and inventory and all the pieces and parts that make Big Picture run smoothly. I love OneNote. It takes all the information that I used to have to search all over my desktop for or in Word folders for, and it puts it in one place. It's information that I use every day, and so it makes my life easier because I know exactly where I need to go to find the information that I need. On this page, I'm able to capture information about the event, a timeline, and I attached a Word document, which is their contract. I want to tag this. I'm going to give it a star. And easily to the right-hand side of my screen, I can see all the other tags I have for the other events that I have going on.
Katie's always in the back of the house working, and I get the fun part.
No, it's not fair at all, but it's how things seem to work best around here.
Okay. So now we're going to start the actual presentation here. And I'm going to start off with Word, because that's probably the most common one there is here. Now, you've got here the File, the Home, and the View tabs. And you see that as you click on those, the ribbon bar changes. The ribbon bar will also change if you click on something that's within a document and it's sort of hidden, and that's called a conceptual tab, and you'll see that in a little bit here. Now on the Home tab, if you want to get rid of it, if you double click on Home, the ribbon bar goes away. How many people didn't know that? See, you learned something new. Click again, and it comes back. Somebody left their cell phone on. Shame, shame, shame. Now, if I just pause my pointer over different items up here, the text tip will come up. So that's built-in help for you. How many people like the black mouse, by the way? See how much easier it is to see? You know, a white mouse on a white background. Polar bear in a snowstorm, right? That's very easy to change. All you got to do is go in the mouse and change the style of your pointer. Okay, the help button's over here, and that is very, very useful, because it will not only search what's local on the machine, but it will go online. F1, our old reliable, it will also do the same thing. These are the tabs, and as you see, as we touch on each tab, the items change. So this was really revolutionary back in 2007. Now 2010 has really just taken this to another level. So if you ever want to do envelopes or labels, you go to the Mailings tab, right? Want to change how it looks? Go to the View page. You want to see 2 pages? That's simple. Okay? You can zoom right here. Okay? So that's pretty darn simple what we're talking about there. Now, one of the nice features about this is you have this quick access bar right here. And this quick access bar can be customized. So one of the things that I like to deal with a lot is to use the Format Painter. And I mean, I can go up here and click on it and stuff. But let's say I wanted to add that here. All I have to do is right-click here, go to More Commands, and I can put what I want on that quick access bar. So if I take Format Painter, and now that's on the quick access bar. So I can put other things over there too. I could have put bold, italics, whatever I want to make it easier for me to work on that particular document. Everybody good with that so far? And I want to take it back to normal. Reset. Woo! Didn't like that, did it? That's my sound effects. Okay. So now there's some other things that you can do that people may not think of. Like you see this 5-point star over here? This is actually a custom that was put onto here. So if we wanted to customize that particular, we can make our own tabs. We can customize the ribbon. We can go to Main tab. We can go to Home tab. And see this one here? I won't remove it. That's gone. See? If I want to put it back. Now, why would I want to do this? Let's say that you're working on a document where you're doing a specific type of formatting. Easily navigate Office. Now, you notice I got most of the documents down here, but I don't have Excel. This is how easy it is. Just put your mouse on Excel here in the Start menu, hold it down and drag it and drop it. And now it's pinned to the taskbar. Why is that important? Well, let's take a look here. Let's go back to PowerPoint. And let's put it in presentation mode. Or any of these products. If I go into presentation mode here, it's going to go full screen, okay? Now I don't see anything, right? How am I going to get back? Well, several ways. If I hold down the Windows key and hit the Tab key, this is the arrow peak. It will allow me to scroll through what I have open, including my desktop, okay? Another way is to just hit the Windows key itself and it will bring up the bar along the bottom. Now if you have, I saw a little confusion here, let me show you again. On your keyboard, most modern keyboards, there's a picture of the Windows flag. If you click that, it'll bring that up. Okay? Now, I'm back here, instead of going searching for it, all I have to do is click there, and I'm back. So it's very easy to go back and forth between programs. Now, Alt-Tab gives you the old-fashioned, okay? Windows Tab, if you have an arrow enabled machine, gives you more pizzazz. Okay. How many people haven't seen that before? You like that? Okay. So, moving on. Let's talk about the taskbar a little more before we move on. If you want to, Windows D, by the way, gets you to the desktop. So if you hit the Windows flag key and the letter B, it will take you right to the desktop. Okay? That's one way to do it. Now, if I want to rearrange these down here, I want to take this Firefox logo and I want to move it over here. All I have to do is hold down the left mouse button and drag the icon over and I've rearranged my icons down here. Another way to get to the bottom in Windows 7 to get to the desktop is down in the bottom right-hand corner. You have an oblong area, and if you put your mouse there, it gives you a peek at the desktop. And why I do that, I'm going to look at that calendar and see what day the 22nd is. See? When I take it out of there, it goes back to where I was. Yes, ma'am?
Is there a way to disable that feature?
Is there any way to disable that? Yes, keep your mouse out of the box. No, that's built in. You can disable the arrow video in your settings if you wanted to. But when you do that, you disable all the other great things that come with it too. Okay? I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Windows 7 talking about it today, in that it's been around for a couple of years. But we do want to show you some other stuff here. So, all right, we've already covered most of this stuff. Now, if you notice, if I go down here to the start order, everyone knows what the start order is, right? That's the start order. And if I click here and I type Microsoft Word, whoops, it might help if you spell it right. Not only does Word come up, but anything to do with Word. So there's another way to find things, okay? Oh, I want to know how to change my default programs. That's how. Why search for that in arcane menus and lists to find something that you can go in, type it in the search bar down here, and then I can go into change the association with certain file extensions. So that's an easy way. So if you use the tools that are built into the operating system, there's a continuity between them and the Microsoft Office products. Okay? There's only 42 pages. Okay, back here. If I click File, and I click the Save As window here, built into Word is the ability to save this as a PDF document if I want to. If you've got Adobe Reader on here, all you have to do is select PDF. Like my sound effects, don't you? That keeps me awake. That will automatically create a PDF document of this particular page, okay? So, you have that built right in. Now another thing that you can do, whoops, there's a PDF document, isn't that one? Another thing you can do up here is you can save and send. So if I click that, I can send it a lot of ways. Publish it to a blog, save to SharePoint, save to the web, or send using email. And I use this a lot. I use it in QuickBooks, I use it in Word, I use it in Excel, PowerPoint. You just click that, send, and use an email. It attaches it automatically. Go in here. Who do you want to send it to? Boom. And while I'm talking about this, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about email etiquette. Because those of us in the industry have been buried with virus removals lately. You may think we think that's a good thing, but I think there's a lot more pleasurable things we'd rather do than do that. And the biggest purveyor of viruses today is email. And that's because the viruses come down, the very first thing they do is go into your contact directory and send themselves out to everybody. And one of the telltale signs of that is there may be something in the subject line like, check this out, greatest ever, or something like that. But there's never anything in the body except a link, and there's no signature. So, proper email etiquette. Chris, that's who it's going to. I want you to review the attached document. That is the message. Who's it coming from? And you can automate a signature so that we'll do that. Now, I'm going to send this. Okay, this is now ready to be sent. You get anything from anybody that just says, check this out, greatest ever, and it's just got a link, don't click on it or you're going to be paying us some money. Because, and some of them can really do a lot of damage. I've had them destroy customers' hard drives. So don't do that, okay? Public service announcement from the Geek Squad. I don't want to say that, all right. Don't want to forget anything. And I'm not going to do the SkyDrive thing. SkyDrive is Microsoft's online storage. And if you want a freebie that does just as good, check out Dropbox. Works really well. We use it in our business.
We keep client records in our Dropbox, and any of our engineers can access our online Dropbox and find out what happened the last time one of us was out to service a client, because it's in there. And if they have passwords that we need to get into certain things, we keep those in there. It's a secure online site, and it's very inexpensive. Microsoft may sponsor this, but some stuff, we go off in a different direction. Okay. I'm not going to sign into Windows Live. How many people use Windows Live? Okay. All right, I want to go back into Word for a minute, because I want to show you what the contextual memory is. Contextual memory. I'm going to go here. There's some things that are neat down the bottom here. Oh, how did you get to there? Let's watch again. Let's say this is a 50-page document. See down here where it says page 1 of 8, down the bottom left? If I click there, I want to go to page 4. I'm there. Is that new to anybody? Okay. Down the bottom of this page, there's actually, and what I want you to see the ribbon bar. Watch the ribbon bar. When I click on this table down here, see what came up? Table tools. See that? And watch me click out of it. It's gone. That's called a conceptual tab. So because we're working with a table, this came in. Now I go into the design of that table or the layout of that table. Okay? Go back one because that's, let's see. Hey, this is a clipboard right here where you can store items. I might be using the word ushers again. If I want to paste it, I can go elsewhere in the document and just click on that and paste it in there. Okay? So that's built in there. That's page 14, 15. Okay. Here on the bottom you have a navigation bar. I don't know whether you're aware of this one or not. But you can just slide it and change the resolution. Now here's another way to do the same thing. How many people have a mouse with a roller button on it? You hold the control key down and roll it towards the computer. It makes it bigger. Away from the computer makes it smaller. That works in Excel, it works in Word, and it works on the internet. So when you're on the internet, get Adobe.com. This is my website, the old one. And you notice I can make it I go in or out by just holding the control key down and rolling the mouse. And this is that Dropbox thing I was telling you about. Okay. So there's a way to do it. You can roll the slider down here. And you notice if I go down enough, it starts showing more pages. So now I've got the entire document in a preview window, so I can see what that document looks like. And at any time, right here, can you all see where my mouse button is? That second icon? If I click that, that's going to show me the full screen of that. So it's a nice way of previewing what you're doing before you print it, because ink's expensive. And that's the way we used to do it, right? We used to print it out and take a look at it and say, oh, that doesn't look quite right. Go back and make a couple more changes, print it again. 30 cents a page in ink. So that's a better way to do that. Okay. Let's go on to the next. All right, we're going to go into OneNote here for a minute. How many people use OneNote? Okay, let me talk about this one. This is a great tool, and it comes with Office 10 Professional. If you don't have a professional version of Office, you can buy it as a standalone entity. I'm going to show you some neat stuff what you can do with this. Okay, we're going to do new here. Okay? And this is going to be on my computer. If I click the web or network, it would have put that document up there. And I'm going to call this, let's say I call this Conteso Toy. Conteso Toys. C-O-N-T-O-S-O. Toys. Okay? Now, that's going to, I'm going to create the notebook. I can rename this. Let's see what I name this. I'm going to name this home. Okay? Why am I doing this? This is a way to organize data when you're working on a project and have it right there at your fingertips. This also syncs with the web. So if you have 1 or 2 computers, I have 5. All 5 are synced automatically, my OneNotes, and so is my smartphone. So I have all my projects with me wherever I go. So I'm going to click this adjacent tab, and we are going to call this one Hot Games. And then we're going to make another one, and we're going to call this one Meetings. And we'll call this one Requests. And you're getting the idea here, right? Prospects. Reports. Okay. Now, here in Hot Games, we're going to call this New Game Lines. Okay? And then in the body of this, I'm going to type something here. It's a Microsoft commercial. Microsoft Xbox 360 is an exciting new technology. Okay? Documents, my documents, Microsoft Community Connections, Resources, and here is the there you go. I want to take that particular video. Okay? And I'm going to drag that video down here. Now I can insert a copy of the file or insert a link. I'm gonna insert copy. It's down here, all right? So, embedded directly is a video.
You have an experience that you
I've
need
got
to
5
really
different
connect
computers and
is
smartphones
experience.
that I'm gonna be
It's
able to
so
access this
easy.
one.
I'd say within the first 30 seconds of playing the game, I had it.
Because I embedded it
It took a
directly
small army
into the
of
OneNote.
Microsoft researchers and testers to bring Connect to life. Connect at launch has over 1,000 people within Microsoft working on it.
So you're saying that's linked to all your computers?
Over the past 2
Let me-
years to tell us whether or not we're on
Let me
track.
end this thing. What again?
I said, so you're saying it's connected to all your other files?
Yes,
special places
yes.
here?
See, this is OneNote now, so I'm talking here about new game lines, and I can do a lot of stuff with this. I can format the text, and I can make it size 20, I mean, so you can change this any way you want here. Now, if I type here, connect, it shows it here. Now, if I type it over here, and I had it on here, it's going to highlight that throughout the document. So if you're working on something, and now you have to envision that you could have this spread over several tabs and 30, 40 pages, and you wanted to go search for a certain issue, you could type it up here in the search box, and it would highlight all instances of that in your OneNote document. So this is a very valuable little tool, this OneNote. I use this thing a lot, actually. And if I wanted to, I could put a picture. So let's go find a picture of that. Let's see if we got a picture of it in here. I'm not going to go there because that's not in pictures. This one here happens to be on the event resources. I don't want to put a penguin in the what the heck? There's a penguin, okay? So you can put pictures in here, you can put video in here, you can put whatever you want in here. If I say file save as, I can save it as a PDF, XPS, I can save it as a web page, Word document, OneNote section. A lot of flexibility here. This is built right in and into Office 10 and doesn't cost you anything. Okay. Let's go into Outlook. Okay, little Lisa Miller. How many people use Outlook as their email? Okay, 2010 version, 7 version, 3 version, older than 3. Oh, okay, thank God. Okay, there's some neat things that you can do in here. You notice that I've got these little like diamonds here, because I've got this to put things together as a conversation. So when emails come in concerning a common subject, you can set that to group them like this. So that can help organize your emails. Now I'm going to go into some things here that aren't in this program because there's some other great things that you can do in here.
If you have a preview window open,
Yes.
let's say you get some of that possible virus or malware.
Some of them
email
can.
come in. If
Some-
that preview window is open, does that
Some of them they can.
And so, if you're...
But let me ask you this, how are you gonna know what's in it if you don't open it?
Well, I mean, if you're very cautious, a lot of people will not have the preview turned on until they get their junk mail sorted out, then turn on the preview for safety.
You know, what I do, the way I have the preview thing set up is a little bit differently than this. My preview is built into here, see?
That's one of the versions.
Yeah.
One of the ways.
So, you know, if you click, you know, now, that being said, if you have a good antivirus client, and I'm not going to talk about the myriad programs that are out there, but if you have a good one that scans your email coming in, and there's something in there, it's more than likely going to catch it. The downside with antivirus utilities is that they're always in reactive rather than proactive mode. So they use a database of definitions. So if a virus comes out and the software engineers know about it, they put an antidote into their virus definitions the next time you do an update. If you're set to do an update once a week, they got 6 days and 59 hours and 59 minutes to get you. If you do it once a day, they got 23 hours and 59 minutes to get you. If your antivirus lets you update more often, great. Set it to as often as you can. Because if something new comes out, it may know about it and may stop it. That being said, nothing is 100% foolproof. Because it's like whack-a-mole. You whack it down over here and they come up over here. You whack them down over here, they come up over here. All they have to do, the software engineer that does viruses, is change 1 or 2 words in the code. And now, the antivirus definition no longer recognizes it. So that's why updates are so frequent. So keep your Microsoft security updates up to date, and your antivirus security updates up to date. I haven't found too many instances of the preview pane really causing me those kind of issues where it was infected. I don't like it off to the side. I like it down the bottom, and you can change where it is. Any other questions on that? Let's talk about junk mail, and that's built into Windows. Now, if you were to see my actual email, you would see probably 150 folders down here. Because you want to get stuff out of your inbox. So what I might do, and up here you drag your favorites up here. So I might keep inbox up there, sent items up there, and definitely junk mail, because I want to know if there's anything in there. Then down here, I might make a new folder, and I might call it stored mail. Okay? Right there. And under that, I can make a new folder. I can call that clients. So if I had anything from a client that came in, I want to store it there. Because if you have to spend hours looking through 1,500, 2,000 emails to find something, it'd be a lot easier if it was something from a client, for instance, that I stored the email in there. And all I have to do is, if this was a client, get in here. All right. Where's my rules? I don't see it. Junk, you can put it there, put it there. Used to be a quick rule on here. It is built in. This was installed just for this meeting, and I don't really use this Outlook, but there is one called Create Rule. And you can create a rule that anything from Paul Cannon, which is this person, is moved over here to a folder. So So when it hits your inbox, it'll automatically move over there. Now, I do that with about 40 different types of emails because I get on the average of 400 emails a day. And all I want to see in my inbox is what's important. Or as we used to say in sales, closest to the money. So if it's from a client or it's from a prospect or something, I want to see that. If it's from one of my friends sending me the 15th generation forward of a joke, depending on who they are, it may go directly to the deleted bin, or it'd be put over here into to look at later. I'll have a folder look at later. And anything like that, I can create a rule and it'll come over here and be out of my sight. I don't want to see that thing. Anybody have problems with email? Okay, what kind of problems do you have with email?
Do I have? The worst problem I have is I have two employees who were hacked, and I keep getting stuff from them. I've got it going into the junk box in my email, and it goes into my cell phone.
Okay. False junk mail is a problem. And even if you turn off the junk mail option, it's not turned off. Microsoft will arbitrarily turn it back on. So, you notice I got up here junk email in my favorites. There's a reason I put that up there. Because if you've got 100 folders down there, by the time I find that junk mail, it's way down the bottom. But up here, my favorites, inbox, sent items, and junk mail. Another one I might put up there is deleted. So I can always see these right up top. And there'll be a number in there. And if I see a number 4 or 5 in there, I'm going to open that up and see if it really is junk mail. Now, if it's not junk mail, you can right-click on it and tell it, not junk, never block sender, yada, yada, yada. If it is junk, you can tell it to block sender and you won't get it. Now, there is a feature built in to some versions of 10. Microsoft has taken it out of this particular version. It's called Ignore Conversation. Has anyone ever seen that? And no one's ever seen it. Good thing. For instance, if we're looking here in these emails, and you see where these are conversations. So this person, this person, this person are all talking about the same subject. There was a thing up here that you could say, ignore conversation. Now, the only problem with that is if you click to that, anything that would come into that conversation went directly to your deleted folder. Now, some people did that, forgot to turn that off from that individual, and they never saw their emails again. So I think Microsoft said, whoops, I don't think that was such a good idea. So they took it out of here.
One other question on the Outlook. I have multiple email accounts, everything from the Hotmail to the Yahoo to different ones with different names. And then I put them all into, link them to the Outlook so you can have one source to look at all those.
One PST file.
Yes, and so with that, if you don't, my issue here is that they just keep populating it until you go to the like Hotmail and get rid of them there, the junk stuff out of there, because if it's still there, this reaches out and refreshes and brings them all back in multiple times each time it reaches out.
And that's a problem with webmails. What he's talking about, now there's some settings that you can put in Outlook that if you delete it here, don't leave it on the server in the advanced settings. And while he's talking about that, let me caution you on that. Anybody that gets email to smartphone, make sure if you use Outlook and in your phone the same thing. In Outlook, make sure your advanced setting, I'm glad you brought that up, is set to leave on the server. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't know where Lisa is. Let's see if I can find her. Yeah, okay. I could put myself in there, but I don't really want to. Well, that's okay. I never use this account, so I don't. Gmail.com. Notice I didn't put my name up there. I care about that. And all I really want to do is get to where I need to go here. So I'm going to manually configure it. Now, where he's talking about here, this is an iMap account. Okay, what he's talking about here is in more settings over here. Okay. Under advanced, it's not going to work. It's not available for iMap. If this was a POP account, let me go back to put a new account in again. iMap accounts are Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail. If it's a POP3 account, you got to be careful, especially with cell phones. Let me just put mail, hotmail.com, SMTP. Let's see if I can get out of here. Just want to get past this screen. Okay. Okay. If you have a cell phone and you have email going to it, and you don't have this set right here, like I've got it, remove mail from server, when you delete it off your phone, it's gone. It deletes it off the server that mail is coming from. You won't get it in to Outlook. So, gee, they sent me the mail, I saw it here and I deleted it. How come I didn't get it into my Outlook? You got to change this setting. I don't like 14 days. I go with about 10 days because I get prodigious amounts of email. Now, what that also allows me to do is, like if you're using Roadrunner, I can go into their webmail and I can see all the mails back for 10 days. Now, if it is a Hotmail account, or it's a Gmail account, or it's a Yahoo account, you don't have that setting because it's not a POP3. It's going to stay up there until you remove it. So what you're talking about is absolutely true. If you delete it out of Outlook, it's going to come back at you. It's going to keep reloading it and overload your email box. So how many people use Time Warner in the room? How many people use CenturyLink? Okay. That ISP gives you email accounts. Use it, and you won't have that problem. Now, most of us do have other accounts, like a Gmail account. Now, that iName account you saw, I can accept mail on that through mail.com, or I can forward it. And if your email, your Hotmail, or your Gmail account has the ability to forward to another address, forward the email to your Time Warner account, or your CenturyLink account, or whoever your ISP is. Now, when you do that, it's coming through their server. So when you delete it there, it don't come back. Okay? So make it a forwarding account instead of an account. Now, when you give out the email address, you're still giving out tefitzsenior@gmail.com, and it goes to their server, and now it's forwarded to my Time Warner account. So that can stop the overload that happens in that thing. Anything else on Outlook? How do you share a calendar? Okay. First off, if you're truly going to work on a collaborative type calendar, you have to be on Microsoft Exchange, because you both have to be on the same server. And then there is a setting where you can view and share a calendar. If you're working on a standalone version of Outlook, the only way I know of sharing a calendar is to send them a copy of the calendar, or when you set up some things I can do in here is I can make a meeting, put it on a calendar. It's not an interface isn't in there. Mine at home, I can right-click on this and I can say, set up a meeting. And then when I set up the meeting, it can send a confirmation email to the party that we have a meeting set up on the 3rd of March at 10 o'clock in the morning. We use a different product in our business and we can share our calendar. But we use ACT for that, and that is a more robust contact manager. You know, what you get with Office, it's a great value. It's a good basic contact information manager. If you buy a designated contact information manager, you're going to get best in breed type software, where then you can share calendars on a database. The Chamber for years used ACT and was able to share their calendars. Now they use Constant Contact. I believe you can share your calendars there too. No?
Well, we're not doing it.
They're not doing it, but they have that capability. If you have Outlook in a server environment, Exchange environment, or today you can buy Office Online, which is Exchange Online. Now it's not inexpensive, but if you have a small group, a work group of 8 or 10 people, that might be a viable option. Then you can all share your calendar through that, because it's all accessing the same data source. With standalone, you really can't do that. Okay, where are we? Okay, I want to do this one, yeah. Now let's have a little fun in Word. Okay, let's go back to Word. Now, you have a lot of sample stuff that are built in here, sample templates, and I'm going to show you sort of a neat feature here. We're going to go over here and look at the building block organizers. Wait a second, let me go back. Whoops, close. Control W, by the way, will close documents. Did you know that? Control W will close a document. Okay. Now, let me show you some things that you can do in here. What the heck? Let's see what we're talking here about. In quick parts here, okay? If I click this building blocks organizer, a lot of people don't even know this stuff is here. It'll bring this up, and you can see what's going on here. Let me sort by name. Oh, I should show you that again. These headings up here work the same in Word or Excel. And you can sort by just clicking on the heading. So I wanted to sort on names so I could find something easier. I want to look at this with puzzle sidebar. So you see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to insert that. And now it's inserted this puzzle sidebar in here. Okay? All right. Put a little saying in there. Okay? So what is this going to look like? I'm going to click on my full screen thing, and that's what that's going to look like. Escape back out. Now, let's show you what the format painter does here. I'm going to copy this first word, okay? I'm going to go up here and make that size 20. And I'm going to make it bold. All right? Now, if I copy that, and I go up here and click Format Painter, see what it did? It copied the format. Let's make this a little smaller so you can see it. So I copied the format of this, and when I drag it over this word, it makes it. I'm going to undo that. Show it to you again. Okay, so there we are. If I just copy that and change that, make it bold, make it underline, whatever I want to do. So I've accented this. Now if I want to copy that format to use it somewhere else, click on Format Painter. Come down here. That's a very easy way for you to do it. Now the thing with Format Painter is it only works when something's highlighted. So I can't come here now and do it, see, because it's gone. But let's say I took this and highlighted it and clicked Format Painter. See? Works in Excel, works in PowerPoint, works in Public. Okay? Okay. So we're going to close this because we're really not going to work with this file anymore. And we're not going to save it. Okay, now we're going to click another document. We're going to create something new here and show you the power of Word. And we're going to just type this little saying. Who says it's no fun being cold? Okay? Just kind of generic there. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to change that type to 100. Oh, it doesn't go that high. All you have to do is type in 100. Now, since it's still highlighted, I'm going to center it on the screen. So here's what we got. Let's take a look at this in full. Who says it's no fun being cold? Right? You with me?
Does
all right.
that typing in the count apply to lesser versions, 2003 and on up?
It should. 7 it does, definitely. There's not that much difference between 7 and that, okay? All right, now, I'm going to copy all this again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the text effect in the font group, okay? And let's see. Using yellow pen. Okay? Let me show you that again. You see, this is the text group on the tab. Notice there's a little arrow down here. If you click that arrow, it brings up everything you can do with this. Okay? I can change the color of the font. it's already size 100. I can change it here to a different kind of outline. Take the shadow. I can go to 3D format. And I can offset. All right. And if I wanted to replicate that on the other two, see, I didn't go all the way over, so same thing here. Now I can't just highlight this and have it do that again. I've got to get a format. So now, who says it's no fun being poor, right? Now I'm going to add something else in here. We're going to put a picture in here. It's not going to be in that library because it's in documents. Remember my friend Penguin? And there's my penguin. But that's not really what I want to do. Because I'm going to insert this as a watermark. So on the page layout tab, I'm going to go here to watermark. I'm going to do custom watermark. I'm going to do a picture watermark. I'm going to select the picture. And the picture is going to be penguins. But I'm not going to have it auto. I'm going to set it to 150. I'm going to take the washout out. And now, see? Did you know you could do that in Word? Was that hard to do? Would you like to see me do that again? Okay.
I found in the past Word, people used to use me in application. And with that, they end up building brochures and everything else because of the ease of putting it into there. Should a person really kind of get away from that, or do you still have all the flexibility of what you create there that you can take other places or print out?
You can say this is a PDF. You can print it. You can do. This is just a Word document. So if I say this is a Word document, send it to you as an attachment, you can open it up. That's what you see.
I have a habit of using Word instead of Paint or something, or whatever you should be using.
Yeah, you know, again, you have to remember they're sent here to do pretty good at everything, but it's not, you know, Adobe Acrobat, and it's not, you know, any of the heavy-duty graphic art programs. But for the average office or the small business that may want to put a brochure together, you can do this. Now that watermark that we did, let me just close this and do it again for you. That watermark that we did could have been anything, okay? So, you know, this is fun, okay? Now all I gotta do is put that whatever I want to do with it. I can select Arial Black. I can take that to 120 points. I can center it, all right? And if I want to put a watermark in it, here, I could put any of these, confidential, do not copy, more watermarks. I go to office.com, no online content. I go to custom watermark, and I select a picture. I put my koala bear in there now, okay? And I can take that koala bear to 200% and get rid of it. And if I leave the washout, that's what's going to happen. See how it's washed out? So let me show you what happens when we take the washout out. Here's a koala bear. Take the washout out. Let's take it to 200%. And now, That literally took, what, 40 seconds? It's pretty easy. Now, I could have selected pictures. Think about this. I could have taken a picture of my grandson like playing ball. And I could have inserted in there nice jobs on it, made him a card. And how long? A card that you can't buy from Hallmark. So this is built right into Office. So, you know, I wish I had about 6 hours to spend with you all, because there's a lot of material. What time is it? It's at 10 after. I might say a little time. All right, let's go into PowerPoint. Any questions on that one? Y'all pretty cool with it? I don't see any bleared eyes glazed over yet. So we're going to go back into PowerPoint. Focus on our business. Okay. Well, we're going to do something different here. We're going to start a new PowerPoint. And we'll do a blank presentation. Now, I don't want to resume the slideshow. Thank you very much. Okay, in the design mode. You've got plenty of designs, okay? But you've got more than these. You've got more than you know. If you put this down arrow, it just keeps on going. Okay? So I'm going to pick something simple. Down there. All right? So, you got plenty of themes, and you know, you can have a lot of darn fun with this. Now, here's the neat thing about this here. If I go into Excel, and I go to the page layout, I've got some of the same exact things. Look. Did you know that was there? See, so if I select that same theme, apothecary, when I do my spreadsheet, that's what's going to look like. So that's the connection between products in here. If I go into Word, and I go into Layout tab here, there's the same thing. That, look, here's the themes in Word. Holy mackerel, they're the same themes. See? So when you really get used to using one of these programs, it carries over into the others. Let's go back into PowerPoint for a minute, onto this thing here. And we're going to insert some smarter. So smarter. And let's see here. And this is, let's go to cycle. And this is a basic cycle. Now, if I click that, notice that the theme in the background has changed to match what we're going to be doing here. All right? And let's get rid of this in the background. Okay. So now, on the Design tab, okay, under Effects, we can change this to the Polish Style in 3D. Select it first. You notice once I selected it, this came up again. Remember the conceptual tabs? Where is it? I don't know. I click it, it comes up. Okay? If I go to Format, I can change what these are going to look like. okay? If I go to 3D format here, right? I can now change everything here. I can change the posts. All right? I can change the type of material. And then that will change all of those. I can change it up here. Okay? Now I've created a basic slide here with very little work. Now let's put some text in here. Energy. And emotion. And enthusiasm. Check my spelling, will you? Enchantment. I'm losing people, they're leaving in droves. Enlightenment. I can't get that on the tape. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we've put those things on there. Now if I select the whole box, go to the Home tab here, I can size this box. By dragging it from corner to corner. And it changed the way that now looks on there. So that's a drawing tool that you're used to using, okay? Yeah, and well, it's more than just PowerPoint. If I change the size of the font enough, you see what happens. It no longer fits, right? So, I mean, you can do all the things that you wanted to do here, and then of course you still have your little, that's what it's going to look like in front of you, right there, by looking at the preview window. All right, so what I'm going to do here is put our cola beer in here again. I want to take this sucker and make it a little smaller. So if I wanted to, I can move this now up here to this corner. And I'm going to insert down here our picture. And our picture is going to be this time of our little ball bear. He's a little bit big, isn't he? He's cute. Right. There's my little koala bear. Now we can format that koala bear and to do all kinds of stuff with him. Once I clicked him, you notice the picture tools came up. See that? So we can do all kinds of good stuff with Mr. Koala. If we remove background, you know, there's just a koala bear. Let's go back to this. I think it was cute. Now, when you click that remove background, by the way, some boxes are going to come up. See those boxes inside there? Now if I drag that, I want to see all of his little paw there, but I want his paw to point at the items to the left, and I'm missing his ear on the right, so I'm going to drag that. Now what this is going to do is just remove the background around it. Okay? There's my little koala. He's pointing over here and these things. So that's a pretty easy little tool to do. Now if I want to put a chart in here, all I would have to do is go to the chart box and put a chart in, and I can put a chart in here too. So you can mess with these slides, combine different things. If I had something in Excel that I want to put in here, it would be very, very, very easy to do. All right, let's just see what we show you. Here's a chart. All right, so what kind of chart do we want to put in here? How about a column chart? This one here. Oh. Where'd that chart come from? Oh God, how did that happen? Let me get to the bowl case. Do it the other way. Okay. There it is. All right. We take that now. I can minimize that and bring this down. Now, I've put together a complex document here in literally just a few minutes. And we can change what's in that chart by going up here and changing switch column rows height. Make it blue. So you've got all kinds of tips and tricks. Now, we gave you a handout today, and it's got some of this stuff in it, but it certainly doesn't have all of this stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, I'm going to, any questions on how to do that? If I want to put a new slide in, I can put a new slide in here. I can replicate this slide as a style if I wanted to. There's a lot of neat stuff that you can do. I'm not going to save that. I want to go on. Let's see what this is right here. Okay. And there was one neat thing that they had in here in PowerPoint that I would like to show you. Let's see, this is piece 31. Go back to PowerPoint for a second. Let's see if we can do it with this one here. We're going to try to do it with Bruce's thing here, see if this will work for us. We're going to try to animate this thing, okay? Anybody ever done animation? Okay. And transitions. So you notice once I click that, this came in like this. And if I click transitions, and I tell this to fade, I can go in here and text it smoothly. See how that came in like that? So if I go in now to a slideshow, I want to go back to the top and go to the slideshow. Right at the beginning. Now instead of just coming in and you turn it on, it comes up like that. So that's an animation. You can also take this thing and have it spin in, turn in, bounce in, and you can actually have it transition out so that when you go to the next slide, it can flip like a page in a book. And I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff you can do in these programs if you have a little time to play with it. You've probably done some of that stuff. 5 minutes, okay, I'm gonna stop right here. Because if I get going, we'll be here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't want to do that. We just gave you a short overview here today of what you can do in Office and how it integrates tightly with Windows 7. So before I quit, I've got some things here that you all may be interested in. Who's got the box of tickets?
Is there anyone who has not put one card in the box or the basket? Yeah, the basket when you first came in, you put it in this.
If you got it, put your business card in now or forever lose your chance.